Hey guys, it's Chelsa Messenger with Picks and Parlays. We're talking college hoops, and we've got a good one. Finally, we've got number 3 Baylor heading to number 6 West Virginia. We've got a promo code. The code is March for 20% off the entire site at picksandparlays.net. The Bears are a -4 on the road, total of 149.5. Baylor 18-1, 13-6 against the number, of course, coming off that loss to Kansas, their first loss of the season, 71-58, where they looked absolutely terrible, and they have dropped in the standings because of it. They've been number 2 most of the season. Now they're number 3 behind Michigan. Then you've got West Virginia, who is 17-6 on the year, 13-10 against the number. We've got Craig Trapp joining us to break this one all down for us. Craig, who do you like, or what's the play?
Well, what a matchup. It's just a little too bad that we don't see both of these teams kind of like in mid-season form when they both were playing great. Both of these teams have been affected by COVID breaks, especially Baylor. I mean, this is only Baylor's third game since the 2nd of February. They didn't look good against Iowa State, barely won that game. Obviously, like you said, lost to Kansas, did not look good. And they face a West Virginia team that's playing pretty daggone good right now. And, the one thing I will say is West Virginia, they're deep, but they're pretty young at some guard spots. And that might be a problem because against Baylor's good defense, that will be the worry. But I have to think at home, getting 4 points, I just think West Virginia will keep this close enough. So on the side, I'm definitely taking West Virginia plus the 4. Huggy Bear, McBride from Moeller High School in Cincinnati. He came back to Cincinnati to get this kid, and this kid is a future already a superstar, but he continues to get better. And then Culver in the middle for West Virginia. I just got to take Huggy Bear in the 4 points. Until Baylor proves that they're back at midseason form, I don't think you can lay points on the road with them.
Man, I think it boils down to if you think Baylor is going to be back, because at some point this Baylor team is going to be back in the form that they were before that COVID pause, because in the past 2 games, they have not looked like themselves. They looked absolutely terrible shooting-wise against Kansas. If you look at some of their shooting percentages, it was absolutely terrible. 34% from the field, 37% from the free throw line. My goodness. I mean, there's YMCA teams that shoot better than that from the free throw line. So I think at some point they've got to return to form. This is the team that shoots the best 3-point shooting percentage in the nation. And the past 2 games, they haven't looked like it. They've been off their rhythm. So if you think that they're going to be back for this game, I think it's hard to pick against them. Granted, 4 points on the road is quite a bit, especially to this West Virginia team that has, played some pretty solid competition pretty closely. So looking at a total of 149.5. Craig, any thoughts there?
Seems high. When you initially look at a game, I always say sometimes your knee-jerk reaction is the one you go with, is that you think Baylor's known for the defense. West Virginia and Coach Huggins known for defense. These 2 teams, they score a lot easier this year than they have in years past. But like you said, Baylor hasn't shot the ball well since coming back from the COVID break. And on the road, I got to think you have to lean towards under, especially I think if you like West Virginia here. Because I think if you like West Virginia like I do in this one, you have to say Baylor at least isn't going to be at their tip-top shape. And if that's the case, then I'm going to take an under on a really big total in a Big 12 matchup that I think is going to be one heck of a matchup. And, Baylor's number 3. West Virginia's number 5 in the country. West Virginia has 6 losses, but, some Oklahoma, Florida, they lost to Gonzaga when they played them really close. They have some really quality losses. When you look at their losses, West Virginia's played one of the toughest schedules in the country.
Right. And I think when they make these lines, it's off the stats based off the entire season. Yeah. And if you look at Baylor before that COVID break, they were shooting the lights out, one of the best offensive teams in the country. So I think it boils down to where you think Baylor is offensively and if they can really produce here. And, if they do, they can win probably. But if they're still, lagging behind, this is a really solid West Virginia team. That's going to do it for our college hoops talk here on Picks and Parlays. Great stuff, as always, from Craig Trapp. Craig, thanks for joining us.